Greetings all, Shane Bruce, Restomod Daisy, with another incoming BB gun review. Today we have two Daisy 1938s. Now these are Rogers, Arkansas guns, but they're older production models. You can tell because they have metal levers and metal triggers. These are both the same model, both 1938s, but different production dates on both of them. The older gun, I believe to be this one, that has a Daisy lever. You'll notice the segments or lariat wrap or whatever you want to call it right there on the lever itself with the old Daisy bullseye logo. Alright, so this gun, serial number on it is K812365. If you are a real Daisy aficionado, then you might be able to figure out when this gun was built. Excuse me, this is L334985, my bad. But I believe it to be an earlier production Red Ryder than the one below it. Now, like all old Daisies, these guns have their problems, most of which is tied up with surface finish. Daisy transitioned from blued guns to painted guns after the move to Rogers, Arkansas, and I'm sure it was a cost-saving effort. You can notice the front sight on the older Daisy, which I suppose is the older Daisy, up here has a distinctive profile. We run down to the other gun, which is a later production piece, and you'll note that that ramped front sight's been removed. They don't do that anymore. Probably figured that could save an operation or two somewhere in the build process, and that would save money, and that would make the company more money, and so that's what they did. Both of these units have metal barrel bands. Both of them have wooden forearms. Here's the second barrel band. Both of them have metal triggers, metal levers. Now, the one difference on the older gun is it has the, if you'll note that rear sight, see how it's stepped? It's kind of a wide buckhorn. And the newer gun has just a simple notch. Let me try and get that there. Just a simple notch. So you don't have the ability with the lower gun to jack that front sight around, throw a little windage, a little elevation on it as required. Now, the newer Daisy has a metal lever, but it does have the Daisy lever on it. It says Daisy without the bullseye. And I think this is actually more interesting. I think it looks more like what Daisy ought to look like, as opposed to the corporate logo with the bullseye and the D. The stocks on both guns are identical cut in terms of wrist, profile, comb. But you'll notice that the older Daisy has Red Ryder written on the left side of the stock. The newer version gun still has the logo, but it is now on the right side of the stock, the outside. Both guns are not completely original. You'll note that this one has a rather large aftermarket cap nut on the aftermarket stock bolt, missing both the lock nuts that normally show up on these guns. Both of them shoot. I've tested both for compression. The older gun ran stock at 200 feet a second, and we put the Model 25 in it because they're both bottle caps. And this old gun ran at 200 feet a second. When we put the new bottle cap in and improved sealing, brought that speed up to 228. Did the same process on this gun, the newer version. It was running 190 feet a second just out of the box without any diddly or cleaning. And by replacing the bottle cap shot tube with the Model 25 shot tube, that brought it up to 230 feet a second, which is about a 40 foot a second difference between the two. That's worthwhile doing in terms of a Restomod. Well, those are two 1938s, and they will soon be transitioned into their new look with fiddleback maple stocks, fire blue steel, new shot tube, some other doodads and gizmos, depending on what I feel like doing to the weapons. Shane Bruce, Restomod Daisy, signing off.